Hi everyone, it's Dawn from Crafting on the Green. I hope you're well. So today I wanted to show you how to make this cute accordion gift bag. As you can see, it's nice and bright, and I've made this as a little thank you gift, and it's held together with a couple of magnets, and it expands out like this, and inside you can put some tags. I've put in a couple of tea bags. I wouldn't recommend putting in all tea bags because it might get a bit too fat and not able to close properly. But yeah, so you can kind of decorate it. It's just a nice little gift for any occasion really. So yeah, let me show you how to make this one. So what you're going to need, excuse me, first of all we're going to start with a piece here that I have cut by 7 1/8 by 2 3/4 inches. And then you want to score it with the long side at the top. You want to score it at 3 3/16. And then what you want to do is flip it round and again score it at 3 3/16. This will make sure it's nice and even and you've got a little centre strip here. Next, what you want to do is cut 6 pieces of cardstock. Do 3 different colours, 2 different colours, 3 of each, sorry. And you want to have this cut to 6 1/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to do one piece here for you to score it so that you can see what I've done. So you want to make sure you've got the long side at the top. Yeah, that's the long side at the top. So that's a 6 1/4. And we want to score at 3 1/8. So 3 1/8. Let's move the blade out the way. So this should be half. You're scoring at half there. Then we're going to turn it so the shorter side is at the top, so that should be 5 3/4. Yep. And then we're going to score at 1 1/2. And 4 1/4. Okay. So you're going to end up with your almost square with a score down the halfway line on one part, and then you're approximately 1 1/2 inches in on each side. So what we want to do, here's lots I made earlier. We want 6 of these, so 3 in each colour. So first of all, we're just going to fold. Grab your bone folder here. We're going to fold over the 2 outside scores and just go over it with your bone folder. Now don't worry, it's going to overlap. That is intentional because we want to stick it together. So what we're going to use, I'm just going to get my glue and just run a very thin line. There we go. Down the edge. And then I'm just going to stick that over, just like that. Now try and make sure that none of the glue splodges inwards or outwards. If it does come outwards, obviously it's nice and easy to clean up, but if it goes inwards, that's kind of your pocket sticking together, so you don't want it to splodge over. So you're going to end up with a little tube just like this. So now that we've got all of our tubes here, our little pockets, what we're just going to do is fold them over. So using your score mark at the halfway line, fold them over and just run your bone folder over. It's a little bit lumpy because you've got a bit in the middle, but that's fine. Fold again. Try and make sure it's as straight as you can be. So you might be wondering what my nails are all about. As I'm filming this, we're currently in the Euros for 2020, although it's 2021 now. and England played Scotland last night. So naturally I had to do my nails. I do love a bit of football, and you've got to get in the spirit. So I'm sure these nails will appear a little bit more just yet. Right, so now we've got all 6 of our pockets done. So what we want to do next is we're going to stick them all together. So we'll take our Tombow. Now I'm going to alternate my colours. We're basically just going to stick them like so. So I'm going to put glue on one side, and then I'll line it up, and we shall just stick that together. So try and make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, and then we'll do the next one. With Tombow it does wiggle round a little bit, so you have to make sure that you don't pull it in the opposite direction when you're trying to stick it on. But it's great because it also allows you that wiggle room if you do stick it in the wrong place, which I always do. There we go. So far it's nice and straightforward, right? It's as with most of my little projects, once you've done the cutting, everything else just kind of falls into place. So he's starting to spring back now. There we go. One more to go. That one's coming apart a tiny bit. Okay. We are going to be covering the inside with some DSP, so if you're not happy about the line, don't worry too much, it's going to get covered up. Okay. Give that a good push. So that's what the bottom will look like, and that's what the top will look like. It does not want to stay stuck, but like I say, that's okay, we're going to cover it, so I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Now what we want to do is bring in the piece that we cut earlier with the long strip with the short strip on the inside, and this is going to be our cover. So what I'm just going to do is very gently, I'm not going to bone folder it just yet, it doesn't need to be, just give it a slight bit of a crease, mainly so you can see where the creases are nice and easily. So what I'm going to do is add my Tombow to one side. We don't want to put glue on the middle part. Okay, so make sure you know which way is the bottom, and I'm just going to line this up, hopefully, so it's nice and straight. She says. Okay, that's good. So now we've got part of our cover. And then what I'm going to do is the same for this side. It's got a bit of escaping glue there. That's not really what we want, but it happens, so that's okay. It's a little bit fiddlier on this side, just because you've got it trying to pull itself back on itself. So I'm just going to do is get my bone folder to take out that little bit of glue that crept out. So yeah, so you might just want to hold it in place just that little bit longer on this side, just to make sure it doesn't pull back. Okay. Oh, I think I scored that in a slightly wrong place, but that's okay. Because all we'll do is make a new fold. There we go. So it's not too wonky, that's fine. So that's our little accordion gift bag so far. What I want to do next, what I would normally do next actually is I'd do the cover, but I'm going to do the DSP on the inside just so I can make sure this is stuck down and it's not going to try and escape anymore, because that does not want to stay stuck for some reason. So here I've got some pieces of DSP. So with DSP being double-sided, we've got some nice floral design on one side, or we've got some other very subtle pale pretty colours on the other side. So I think I'm actually going to go with, do you know, I might go with the pretty petal side this time. So again, you've got 3 of each, so you want to just pop them into piles and then decide which one you want to go with which colour. So I think I'm going to have this one to go on this piece and then this one to go on the other colour. So all we do here, I'm going to pop just a tiny bit of glue under this DSP, under the cardstock, sorry, just to try and help that flap from, see if I can stop it lifting up quite so much. Okay, and then let's get this stuck on. I'm making sure to put extra glue in the centre because that's where the crease is, so we want to make sure that it sticks. We don't want it to risk popping up. And then you might get a little bit gluey doing this, but you know, are you really crafting if you don't get covered in glue? Okay, so I'm just going to run my finger along the centre crease just to make sure it's in there. And then we can fold it up and we can go on to the next piece. Okay. There we go. Nice and easy, just like that. Go to the next bit. Okay, get in there, a couple more to go. Oh, can't pick that one up. If you're using DSP with a pattern that needs to be pointing up, for instance, I would recommend cutting your DSP in half for the decoration lengthways, because so this pattern, although it has an up, it's not too detrimental if it doesn't look like it's pointing up. So obviously if you only have it like this, you're going to have one bit pointing up and one bit pointing down. So if you need it to all be pointing up, then I'd chop it in half and turn it around so you can have them all pointing the same way. This one. There we go. Right, And then one more to go. Nearly put the glue on the wrong side. And the wonderful thing about this is you don't have to do just 2 different colours. You can do, well, as many different colours as you want, really. You can have it as a complete multicoloured, wonderful thing. But I've just gone for two colours for this so far. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got all of our DSP stuck in. We've got our ever so slightly wonky base, but only because I scored in the wrong place. But you know, that's fine. We all have little issues now and again. Right, so now what we want to do is we have got a strip here, which I'm going to put over the top as a kind of handle almost. So what I need, I've got some magnets here. The magnets you can just find on Amazon or eBay or anywhere like that. They're not too expensive, and these are only, I think, maybe a couple of millimeters wide or deep even, because you don't want them to be too fat. That's what we don't want. Right, so what I'm going to do, I've got magnets. First of all, I want to stick this on the back here. So I don't want to go too high with the glue, but we need to make sure it's high enough. So I'm going, what's this, I'm 1 centimetre, so approximately 3 centimetres up, so just over an inch. Decide which way you want to be, your front or your back. Actually, I'm going to make this one my back. And then we're just going to pop that roughly in the centre, and then just hold it down so that it can stick. Try and get it straightish as well, if you can. If you have grid lines like this, it's quite handy because you can see if you are straight or not. So we'll do it just like that. Then what I'm going to do is grab some glue dots, and I'm going to leave my 2 magnets stuck together just for the moment. Just makes it a little bit easier. And I'm going to pop those just on there like so. Then what I want to do is grab another glue dot on the other side of the magnet. Now that's going to pull the magnet off, and again that's absolutely fine. Make sure it's stuck solidly, and then pop it back onto the other magnet. This just ensures that everything is lined up perfectly rather than you trying to guess and then find it's wonky. So you just want to, somewhere around there, we're just going to pop the magnet on. So now we've got our little handle, it's stuck on the back, and on the front we've got our magnet, just like that. We've got a DSP. So what I've got here are some short pieces of card. Now these fit perfectly as little notes inside. Perfectly being that I wanted them to hang out the top ever so slightly. And you've got a lot of pockets to fill if you want to, because bear in mind these are all doubled up in the middle. It's up to you whether you choose to put something in them or not. I also find money fits quite well, so if you're planning on gifting someone some cash for their birthday or something, you can roll up the notes and tuck those in quite well as well. Now these are just cut to 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. But we're practically done. So I've got here from the many messages or many happenings, I can't remember which one, they're very similar sets with a one large die that will cut out all of these stamps in one go. So we've got this here, so I'm just going to pop that straight on the top with some Tombow just to decorate. Ooh. And that will just sit on there, just to, it covers up the little magnet underneath so you can't see it poking through the paper, and it just gives it something. And then here I've got a few little punched out flowers that I used from the Thoughtful Blooms punch. which is this one. Very cute and really handy little punch. So all I'm going to do is going to pop a couple of flowers on the front really. I think 2 should be enough. So I'm just going to pop some glue. If you want it to the petals look like they're going up, just give them a little bit of a bend. Doesn't need much, just a little bit. There we go. And then to finish them off, I've got here some basic Pearl Basic Jewels. Brand new pack. I love brand new packs of these. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool with my squished putty end, and I'm just going to pick up a couple of the larger pearls and just place it in the centre of the flower. And there we go. So here's our lovely cute little accordion style gift bag. What do you think? I hope you love it. Oh, flowers aren't quite dry yet. But yeah, lots of bright colours. You can chop and change, and you know, as you see, this one's puffed out a bit more because I've put things in it. But I think it's an adorable little gift bag. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed what you have seen today, please subscribe and don't forget to ring the bell so that you get notified every time I release a new video. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook as well and Instagram if you fancy following me on there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.